Welcome back. It's nice to see y'all again. Today, we're on pumpkin patrol. Check this guy out. Look at this. This is quite a large pumpkin, a bumpy pumpkin variety, and it is hanging in a citrus tree. This is actually one of my son's pumpkins. He planted a little patch on the other side of the fence here, and in the middle of it, up came some sort of cucurbit, and we thought, I think that's a cantaloupe. I mean, it looked kind of like a cantaloupe. The leaves on it were a little different than most of the pumpkins that we've seen, but as it got bigger, it very obviously became a pumpkin. And then he called me a couple of days ago and he said, Dad, you have to see the pumpkin. So it actually made a pumpkin in the tree. I'm saying this is probably about, a 15, 16 pounder at this point. And it is not done growing yet. This thing is a monster. It started farther up in the tree and it's been kind of working its way down, but pumpkin vines will adjust under the stress and manage to keep growing even with this weight on here. So we're just leaving it alone, and it's kind of a bizarre looking pumpkin. It's sort of dented on the side, and I don't know. It's a big bumpy looking pumpkin, but it is fantastic. And my son is so proud of it. So I thought that was kind of cool. Just a second. Hello? Yes. Down the hill. All right, I'm on it. These pumpkins here are the ones that were fed on buried compost, and they got drilled again by pumpkin borers, but because of the modular nature of many pumpkins, they continued onto the path here and are moving their way around and doing fine farther from the beginning. These are the deeply lobed sweet ones again, like the ones I planted in the Three Sisters garden, and it's making a pumpkin right here. Worked pretty well, but it's interesting that they didn't want to stay up here. They wanted to move on to the path. So whatever you want to do, guys, go for it. Just make me some pumpkins. You remember the pumpkins that were coming out of the pile of compost here? Look at them. Look at them go. They're running across the yard. And we've got one little calabaza type one here, but it is not going to be a very big pumpkin. You can tell it's kind of itty bitty weeny, and it's not growing very fast. So I think that's going to be a fail pumpkin. That vine looks a little bit weak, and it's been drilled by vine borers a couple of times. We've got another one coming here. Who knows what that is? No idea. There's probably another pumpkin hanging out around here somewhere, but they made their way into the compost pile here and have quite happily been feeding on it and then running around. That's a lot of trouble, these pumpkins. I should have yanked them up to begin with probably, but then I wouldn't get pumpkins. I am over here in the Three Sisters garden, which is actually now a Two Sisters garden because the beans decided to be a pain in the neck. You can see we have pumpkin right here. This is the deeply lobed variety of pumpkin that's very sweet, and we discovered at a market stand. And that is making a pumpkin. However, the Hubbards are not making anything. They keep making little blooms, but nothing comes of them. So I don't know. A lot of them have been getting killed, as you can see here. How sad that looks. The vine borers are getting them, and there's nothing I can do. I needed more probably to start with for redundancy's sake. We could try them a few times a year, but if we're really lucky, one of these will just still go ahead and make one. And it's interesting that the locals are producing. They're well suited to the climate, but the Hubbards are not. As you can see, the Seminole Pumpkin Cross has mostly taken over the annual gardens, but it's produced like 4 squash so far, so I have plenty of seeds. And sometime real soon here, I'm going to rip it out and plant some vegetables, because this is ridiculous. The pumpkins all the way down the hill have run considerably. They've run all over the place, and they're starting to set a few pumpkins, but there's not much to look at yet. Mostly male blooms so far. I think they need a little bit more sunshine, but they're very vigorous vines, and I think once they get enough vine and leaf growth, they're going to totally take off. So we'll go look at those some other time. I don't feel like it right now, but I do like you guys, and I thank you for watching. And until next time, may your thumbs always be green. What you what you gonna do when they come for you? Chicken vines are running so far. The song was supposed to sound like cops, but it went in a country direction and totally lost the plot. Lost the plot. Lost the plot. And I thank you for watching. And until next time, may your thumbs always be green. What are you doing? Look at this. Do you see that? That is brazen. That is a brazen sheep. What am I supposed to do?